on New Style Radio 98.7 FM. Making money makes sense. Excited that I have a young man in the studio this morning who truly is making his mark. At the tender age of 22, not only has he already produced, I believe, 2 movies, he's on number 3. Also, we know that he is the man who is behind Heels Off, the show that we were very, very excited about. And in fact, I'm going to let him tell you his own stories. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. So, do you know what? A few years ago, you were doing your A-levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. You're like, oh. Literally a few years ago. Tell me how you go from doing your A-levels to establishing your own production company and creating your own shows.
Cool. Let's take it back a little bit more, I guess. I was in church one day, and the cameraman at church wasn't in, so they forced me to do it. I was probably like 17, I think, and I was like, don't want to do it. Forced me to do it. I didn't really have a choice. And then from there, I just loved it. And ever since then, I kind of just started to pick it up, figure it out, and take it from there.
So wait a minute. So just to give me an idea, how old were you the day you were in church, got forced to do this?
Probably 17.
Wow.
17, 18, and then I started taking it seriously when I was like 19.
Do you know, because I seriously thought you must have started this when you were 2. Like you were running around with a little camera in your hand.
Honestly, I've only been doing it for maybe what, 4 years max. I've been doing it like properly.
Wow. And do you know, the thing I have to say, and we'll get to it anyway, but the thing I have to say is the quality of your production I think is so good. So for you to have achieved that in such a short period of time, I applaud you. So yeah, so you're in church one day, you get forced to do this. Okay, so you studied media at A-level.
Yeah, A-levels, yes. I did business, media, graphics and ICT, and then I dropped graphics and did just media, ICT and business.
Wow. So where did the idea of the Bridge Media Company then come from? When did you establish that?
That came late second year of college, sort of that. So I was kind of figuring out, you know what, let me take this seriously, let's kind of go for it. So I saved up my EMA.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is?
Yes!
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she does.
So like you get that £30 a week.
Yeah.
So I saved up maybe 600 quid and bought my first camera.
Right.
And from there, literally, what was your uncle? I went for it, I would say.
So, tell me, how does one buy their first camera and just think, right, I'm going to go for it? Because the first thing that you did was you put out a short movie called Squeeze.
Yep. So
tell us about that journey.
It's weird because I was in uni in my dorm in like January of that year. I was like, I want to do a short film. My friend was like, go for it. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Summertime came. I literally just put out a tweet. Hey guys, I want to do this. No one really knows who I am, but he wants to help me out. And literally my Twitter just went back.
Right.
And then we just took it from there. Found writers on Twitter, found actors on Twitter, found crew on Twitter. So literally, like social media is like my best friend.
Yes.
Because all the way from Squeeze to Heels Off to whatever shows we do, they've all been through social media. As in like crew wise and like finding everyone. So like, it's like my hub basically.
Yeah.
To kind of find crew, team, everything.
So bringing it to Heels Off, yeah, because I know you've done another film project in between, and I have to say I want to, do you know, I wish I had discovered that film prior to when I did, because by the time I saw it, I didn't have a chance to watch the whole film, but I'm gunning for the whole film, because I was watching your trailer like, I think I'm going to have something to say for this one, and that seemed to be the response of your audience, so, you know, I'll definitely tell people to look out for your stuff. But Heels Off, now, before I even knew of the man behind Heels Off, I mean, the first thing I said, and I'm talking about the fact that I've had this conversation with seasoned people in the industry who have looked at that show and just gone, wow, like blown us away. Your production is fantastic.
How did you find it?
It's really good. I love the concept, love the idea, love the young women. that are in there, and think that it's great they're all coming from different places and doing their thing. And like I say, the quality of the production is really what blew us away. So how did you come up with that concept, and how did you make that happen?
I have a lot of female friends, and when I see them talking, they literally just have conversations all the time.
That's what we do, yeah.
Yeah, literally over anything. It can start from the colour blue leading into mental health or leading into something else.
Yeah.
So I thought there isn't really a platform out there for females to kind of have their voice. That's why it's not really like a gossip show.
Yeah.
It's more like real issues, more things that we can relate to, that we can because my aim behind it was to try and, what's the word to use, motivate and encourage females.
Yeah.
And also males as well. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of like, you can do better, you can be better, rather than talking about Kim K.
Well, indeed.
Do you get what I mean? You can talk about things that matter. Yeah. Yeah. That's great to hear. Happy that everyone loves it, to be honest.
I was gonna say, I think we keep shopping for a job, honey. No, fair enough. In saying that though, I mean, that does raise a question for me. Was it important to you that it was black women?
Yeah, of course, definitely, because we don't have our own platform as black people in general. Like, there's a few here and there, but there isn't anything that's like, okay, cool, we can go here for the hub, we can go here and enjoy it. Like, you go for music, so you have an SVTV, you have a Grindr, you have a Link Up TV and stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't have it for just normal day-to-day things you can watch.
Absolutely.
So like, the plan is to kind of just keep creating content that people can enjoy and watch.
Yeah.
And kick back to.
Now, you heard us having a debate about social media and how we use those platforms, and as you say, for you, it's really been a powerful base. It's been something that's allowed you to put your film out there, to put Heels Off out there, to do, you know, some of the things maybe that are close to your heart and mind. But what do you think about, say, the likes of Azealia Banks and the impact that she has had in terms of then being kicked off Twitter?
It's a tricky one, because for me, it's a thing where there are young girls out there thinking that's how you're meant to be and that's how you're meant to act as an independent black woman. Because I remember someone put out a blog saying what she's doing is okay, she's just showing her frustrations as a black woman. And my thing is that once people see that, and like once little girls see it, they're going to think, okay, so that's how I'm meant to act, to try and show people my frustration, when it's not.
Yeah, so do you feel something like that's damaging?
Yeah, of course it is, definitely, because we can take 2 steps forward and we can take 3 steps back, because people are going to generalize it and believe that's how we all are, when it's not.
And do you feel that things like that actually have the potential to impact the sort of stuff that you're doing and what you're trying to do out there?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course it can, because it's a thing where you're now colliding heads with each other. Rather than everyone working in unity and being one, everyone's kind of going back and forth with each other, which doesn't really help.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, what I find really interesting, and I love this, I'm one of these people, I'm one of these annoying friends, so like what I get my girlfriends to do is I'll be like, come round for dinner, and I bribe them with food, and then when they come to my house I pull out things like, you know, big whiteboards, and I go, right, let's do dream boards, and let's plan our next 5 years, and they're just looking at me like, really? Like, I just wanted some rice and beans, you know what I mean? Like, what's this girl doing? But one of the things that I love is last year you put a tweet out saying, I want to produce and direct a TV talk show. And then this year, like, there's another tweet out kind of going, being Mary Jane, uncovered. Like, let me tell you, I was meant to fall off my chair. First of all, tell us about being Mary Jane, if you can, uncovered, and then we'll talk about the journey to get you there.
First of all, I'll just say it's God, to be honest with you, because literally, like, less than a year, I'm working on TV. But the journey with that is, it saw Heels Off.
Right.
It saw Heels Off, loved it, and then just gave me a shout, hey dude, we love what you're doing, you coming for a meeting? And then went from there.
Wait a minute, coming for a meeting where? Where was this meeting?
This was at Viacom.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
It's at Viacom.
Yeah, like, coming for a meeting. So, It's all good. Okay, so again, it's the work you did on Heels Off that made that happen.
Obviously, everything else helped, but obviously Heels Off was like the tickle point. I was like, okay, cool, this guy's actually doing something.
Yeah.
Let's use him.
Yeah. So when you put out that affirmation a year ago saying, I want to do this, what, did you have anything in mind, or were you just putting it out into the universe?
Not at all. I put that out for Heels Off.
Right.
More or less. So it was like, okay, cool, I want to do something. And then summertime came, I was like, you know what, let me do Heels Off.
Wow, okay.
And then off the back of that, PT thing came and I was like, oh wait, then I was like, hold on, wait, Josh, you're directing and producing a TV show. Like, take a step back and actually think about it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, once you're in it and you're trying to sort everything out, but it's like, hold on, wait, you're actually working on TV, you're in the Viacom studios.
Wow. Listen, when we come back in a few moments, I want to know what that experience felt like,
sure.
And also know what's next for you, because I know that Squeeze 2 is definitely one that's on the cards. So we'll be back in just a few moments to discuss that. About, well, yeah, I was having like my moment of, oh my god, you worked on Being Mary Jane. As a result, you say, of Heels Off, a fantastic project. So you went for this meeting with Viacom after they just called you casually one day, like, hey, we want to talk to you. What was it like working on something as big as BET's Being Mary Jane Uncovered?
I was thinking more of actually, let me try and actually make sure we do it properly, rather than it thinking, oh, okay, actually, look, this is BET, this is Being Mary Jane, this is amazing. So it never really hit me, I don't think, until I started going to the offices more and more to do like the edits and go through like the topics and now what we're going to use and what we're going to pick. And I was like, hold on, wait. Because obviously, like in Viacom, it's Nickelodeon, MTV, Channel 5, Comedy Central, and all in the same building.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around, I'm seeing like the head of Comedy Central over there, he's like, hi mate. Do you know what I mean? The head of like Nickelodeon, oh hi mate. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what's going on here? I'm only 23. I'm not really meant to be here. And then even then, as a black guy as well, because obviously in there, everyone in there is white.
Got ya, right? Yeah, which you'd expect.
Do you know what I mean? So when you walk around, it's like, hold on, am I really here? So for me, it was a bit more like it was a shock.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm grateful. So hopefully, bigger and better.
Well, I was just going to say, because you know what comes next. Squeeze 2, I know, is definitely a project that's in the works. So, I think because you're doing some sort of crowdfunding for that, aren't you? The GoFundMe page is there.
GoFundMe.com/Squeeze2. Literally, we're trying to raise money to try and do it bigger and better. Because like the first one we did it off no budget. So like my mate Tope Phillips, he wrote it. We went to school together. He wrote it. We literally just put our own money into it and use favours and stuff to kind of do that. We then premiered it at Cineworld in Chelsea. Sold out show, which was amazing. Yeah. So now we're back for round 2, I guess.
Well, yeah, and in between that, Handle with Care.
Yeah, Handle with Care. So that was a rom-com that we did last year. Came out last year in March in Cineworld Canary Wharf. Yeah. Sold out. 450 seater. So.
Yeah, and like I say, I've seen the trailers for it, and do you know what? That alone, I was like, I've got to see that. It's so funny, so funny. And some of the things that are in it, I can already sort of relate to. Yeah.
So that's one thing about me is that I do more relatable stuff. Yeah. So anything I try and make it relatable, where you leave and you think about it.
So I know that you're only 23, which means that in a lot of ways this is the beginning of your journey. And I mean, gosh, when you think about what you've done so far, for me, this journey is clearly going to be epic for you. So in that sense, I wish you well. But what advice do you give to other young people out there who maybe are hearing you and thinking, BET and 23 in the same sentence? Like, how do we do that? What advice would you offer?
I'll say, go for it. Like, it's not going to be easy. I'll do that for free. Like, you will hear no's. But the worst someone can do is tell you no. It doesn't mean that they're going to tell you to stop. Even if you hear no, just keep going for it. Because I've heard no so many times, and if I stopped, I wouldn't be here with you right now.
Indeed.
Do you know what I mean? So literally, my thing is faith, hard work, and patience. Yeah. Patience is very, very, very important. Because a lot of people feel like if I do this today, by tomorrow I should blow. I should be the next guy up there. But that's impossible. Because I feel like if you do something today and you're up by tomorrow, how would you know how to handle everything? Yeah. So like the journey process is teaching you how to handle everything at the top. Yeah. That's how I see things firstly.
What would you say has been your greatest lesson so far?
Ooh. Just keep going. I think.
Yeah.
Because when we did Squeeze 1, that was literally, I was in second year of uni when we did that.
Wow.
So I had no idea what I was doing. So everyone literally just went in there with no idea what to do or how to do it, sort of thing. So like it took me to a level where it's like, okay, is this really worth it? Like I feel like giving up. I feel like just leaving it. But thankfully I didn't. And then that's how we're here now, I guess. Do you get what I mean? So I would say that just keep going for it. Just keep doing you, and sooner or later everything will align itself together.
And what do you say to the young people who go, but I haven't got any money, I haven't got £600 to buy a camera?
You got friends, you got your iPhone, you got there's a lot of things where you can kind of use and help kind of help you do what you need to do. So like with us, when we did Squeeze, everything was favourable. So like we literally shot in my mate's mum's bedroom, we shot in his house, my house, all over the place. Borrowed our friends' cars. Do you get what I mean? Sort of thing. So that's how we literally just made everything work. So I would say literally just go for it. Like just find a way to just make it happen and go for it, rather than always thinking, oh no, I can't do that. Make it work. If it means you have to shoot on the iPhone first, shoot on the iPhone first. Just put stuff out there.
Yeah.
And also use social media as your best friend. Because for example, like as a director, I need actors, but as an actor, actors need directors. So you both need each other anyway. So you can always work hand in hand and figure something out without having to put any money forward.
No, indeed. And in fact, it's interesting you say that, because even looking you up, for example, I like to do my research, finding you in some instances was through some of your actors that have worked with you, because they've obviously credited you for works that they've done. So, yeah, I see the point there. Very powerful.
Definitely.
Okay, final question for you, Josh. Where next?
Right, as in this year or in general?
In general, honey, where you going? We might need to follow you. I know Rakeem's looking to follow you.
I would say just keep. I just want to keep making content. I think films, more TV shows, more talk shows. Sky's the limit, I would say.
Okay.
So I just want to keep going through it, and then see where I go, and then come back here and tell you, look, guys, look, this is what's new.
Indeed.
Do you know what I mean?
Josh Bridge of Bridge Media, thank you so much for coming in
Thanks
this
for
morning.
having me.
You're
It's been a
very
pleasure.
welcome.